Antonio Brown fascinates me because for as much of a train wreck as he was 2019 and into the early part of 2020, he hasn't been.
Right.
He hasn't gotten in trouble. There was that one weird thing about throwing a bike at a guard shack that bubbled up after he joined the Buccaneers, but that went away quickly and quietly. He's got the pending civil lawsuit alleging sexual assault and rape, which is a serious accusation for which the NFL could still take action against him, even though he was never criminally charged, arrested. There was never even a criminal complaint, but that's still hovering, goes to trial in December. But the guy has been a model citizen, and he was a key contributor at times. We saw what he did. What was it, week 17? He had the big game for the Buccaneers when Mike Evans suffered the knee injury on that. Remember that weird slide in the end zone where we thought that the ACL went at first on Mike Evans. Chris Godwin's there, so it's not like Antonio Brown's going to bump up to number 2 on the depth chart. And Russell Wilson has clamored for him in the past. Lamar Jackson has clamored for him in the past. The Packers made a phone call last year, reportedly, before Antonio Brown signed with the Buccaneers. When you consider the fact that he seemingly has turned it around. Now, Tom Brady may be the main reason for that, and maybe no other quarterback can get through to him. Whatever language it is that it takes to speak to the better angels of Antonio Brown, it may be that only Tom Brady knows it. But how could he not at least be thinking, I could have a bigger role, more money with one of these other teams? I got my Super Bowl ring. Thanks, Tom. It was fun. The other side of it, too, is to the extent that Tom Brady's had him under his thumb, you get sick of that after a while. There's only so much that you can do. And until that deal's done for him to return, I'm going to be curious about whether or not another team looks at his film from last year, considers the fact that he has been different than he had been. Is it worth the risk to make this guy your number 2 receiver?
Yeah, I mean, they're still good there. There is good. I mean, I think their teams are going to evaluate the film and go, okay, yeah, we can use them, definitely. But like to your point, Mike, if I'm Antonio Brown, yeah, it's cool and everything like that, but I would think he wants to further his career, be a real staple of an offense like you're saying, and probably make some real money again in his career as far as real wide receiver money. I mean, I just don't think that's happening in Tampa. I can't sit here and tell you that I think he's better than Scotty Miller. I can't sit here and just go, Scotty Miller's really damn good. Scotty Miller, he's faster than Antonio Brown. He's got more of a deep threat ability. Yeah, maybe he's not quite as strong and as good an all-around player as Antonio Brown that way. But to me, I look at it, the more that this goes on, the fact that they kept Godwin and everything like that, I would go, I don't know why he'd really want to be there unless he's willing to kind of take a team-friendly contract and he just wants to be a part of a good team and play with Brady. But I would think there's opportunities, like you said, to go other places where he might be able to really make a mark and really be a staple and a part of an offense in a game planning way on a week-to-week basis.
There have been crickets from Antonio Brown on social media since the Super Bowl. And the other aspect of this, as you get farther and farther away from the end of the season, from the celebration, the parade, the tossing of the Lombardi from one boat to the next, that spell that was on you wears off. Whether it's Antonio Brown, whether it's Leonard Fournette, he could be the other guy who goes somewhere else, makes more money.
Definitely.
As this process shakes its way out. But the longer you are removed and the farther you get geographically from that moment, the easier it is to go somewhere else. And I don't know, is Antonio Brown still living with Tom Brady? I don't know. I mean, the guy, to his credit, after all the noise he made in 2019 and the pain in the butt that he was for the NFL, for the Raiders, for the Patriots, for everyone, you got to give him credit that he has found a way to assume and maintain a low profile, Chris. And,
no doubt.
I thought the guy was hopeless. And that's the other side of it too. And I mentioned this recently on PFTPM. I was just convinced there was something wrong with the guy for which he needed diagnosis, treatment, evaluation. That doesn't excuse antisocial behavior, but it could have been fixed medically. But then when I see Tom Brady turn him around the way he did, it could just be that he's a jerk and he needs the right people around him to get him to not be a jerk. And maybe he has matured. Maybe he has figured it out. Maybe he's gotten to a point where he's just not a jerk anymore. And if that's the case, I could see one of these other teams wanting to take a chance on him.
Yeah, maybe. You're right. And listen, honestly, I still think it would have to be a team that has a really strong personality at quarterback. You know, I look at it still and go, no, it's going to need, you need a Mahomes or a Rodgers or a guy that is firmly entrenched, even Josh Allen, where you just like that kind of guy where you go, no, this guy's a stud. He's the franchise. He's the boss here. Yeah, Antonio, you can come here and play, and he's going to get you the ball and do all that. But, hey, if you act a fool or do something crazy, this guy's going to be okay, and we don't need you, all right? And that to me, if I'm a team, I'd still want that formula as compared to, well, I'm fixing my offense. My quarterback's not quite proven and not perfect yet. That's a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. So we'll see where it goes, but, yeah, we'll keep our eye on it.
Well, I'd like to think Russell Wilson could get through to him.
No doubt.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
If Aaron Rodgers may not want to be bothered with it. Not that I don't mean that in a pejorative sense. It's like, hey, I'm not the kind of guy that tells other people what to do. And that's another thing I have in common with Aaron Rodgers. Got a lot more in common with him than not, which may be why he hates me so much. But it's you're right. You need to be in an environment where whatever switch flipped the right way, it stays that way.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.